The Michigan Wolverines got their revenge on Penn State yesterday in the first round of the men's Big Ten basketball tournament. After being upset by Penn State 2 weeks ago, Michigan easily took down the Nittany Lions by a score of 83-66. Penn State came out strong and were only down by 4 at the half. However, there was no stopping Michigan's Trey Burke, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Nick Stauskas. Burke ended the game at 21 points, while Hardaway and Stauskas each had 15. DJ Newbill led the Nittany Lions with 20 points. Even though men's basketball is done, the women's team will be playing in the NCAA tournament starting March 23rd. The Penn State wrestling team is preparing for the NCAA championships that will be held March 21st through the 23rd. 10 members of the wrestling team will be sent to the championships in Des Moines, with 8 members seated in the top 10. Penn State just earned its 3rd straight Big Ten title last weekend in Illinois and is now trying to win its 3rd straight NCAA title. Hard-hitting, physical, and tough are usually words you use to describe football or a hockey team, but the women's rugby team here at Penn State is all that and more. Reporter Peter Koravesis takes a look.
Rugby can be described as physical, rough, tough, and intense, and the Penn State women's rugby team is the most intense of all. With rugby not being the most popular sport, I sat down with some of the ladies and asked them to describe the basics of the game.
Games, we play 2 40-minute halves, and I mean it's like football, we tackle, but it's continuous, so play doesn't stop. Anytime there's a tackle, it's just you try to retain possession and keep playing. The ultimate goal obviously is to score a try, which when you take it into the try zone, you actually have to touch it down.
The 15-person teams play without pads, which can lead to some injuries.
But major injuries, you'd be surprised there's not as many. I mean, we do have our fair share. I think we're the 2nd behind football for injuries.
The Penn State team plays all year, and during the fall they dominated the competition, coming out with a Big Ten ranked #1. Coach Pete Steinberg tells me how the women's team is known as the most successful collegiate rugby team in the country, with many of their players competing on the next level.
I play on the women's national 7s and 15s team. I got selected for the first time last summer when I was 18 for the 7s team, and then this November when I was 19 for the 15s team.
Even though the team is not a varsity sport, they still are able to travel to places like France and compete against teams that are world-renowned. The 7-time national champions are preparing for another championship run this year, and their hopes are high. For the Center County Report, I am Peter Koravesis.
The women's rugby team is seeded #1 in the upcoming Sweet 16 for the national championship tournament, and they'll have their only home game of the spring next weekend against Grand Valley State. The State College High School ice hockey team took on Peters Township this weekend in the PIHL Western semifinals of the Penguins Cup. The game was the Little Lions' first semifinal, and they won 6 straight in 12 out of the 13 games leading up to the semifinal. State College won the quarterfinal game against 4-3 against Seneca Valley in overtime, but the Little Lions' postseason ended with a shutout as Peters Township won 3-0 on Wednesday to advance to the Penguins Cup final. The winner of the Cup will take on the Eastern winner of the Flyers Cup in the state finals. Are you ready for some football? Penn State football players are. With the blue-white game just a month away, the team is getting ready for spring practice, which starts on Monday. While some 2012 seniors worked out for their pro day this week in preparation for the draft after winning a prestigious award. Just 2 weeks ago, head coach Bill O'Brien and the 2012 Penn State football seniors were honored at the Maxwell Awards in Atlantic City. O'Brien was selected as the Maxwell Football Club and ESPN National Coach of the Year.
Seniors, the Maxwell Club salutes you.
The seniors were honored with the Thomas Brookshire Spirit Award in recognition of their commitment, leadership, and effort during the 2012 season, which caught the eye of former Oregon Ducks head coach and current Philadelphia Eagles head coach Chip Kelly.
Amazing. This game is a special, special game, and not only does it build character, but it reveals character. And to get a chance to watch you guys play this year from a coach on the other side of the country, there was no bigger fan.
Kelly has known O'Brien for some time, and he went on to say that there is no man better for the job than O'Brien, and he proved it this past year. Former NFL quarterback and ESPN analyst Ron Jaworski says the Spirit Award means even more because it is not given out every year.
It's a special occasion when we give that out, and we believe that the 31 seniors make it special.
Out of those 31 seniors, 14 who are draft eligible participated in Penn State's annual Pro Day earlier this week. Even though he hasn't studied them yet, Jaworski also believes that the Penn State players are going to have good value at the NFL draft.
You know this. They played at Penn State. They played in a strong program against great competition. They were well coached. That's important. That bodes well for the seniors coming in the draft at Penn State.
There's just 15 practices between now and the April 28th Blue-White game as Penn State football gears up for its 2013 season. And despite winning a prestigious award, O'Brien continues to keep looking forward to next season.
We won't be the same on offense and defense as we've always been because we have different players in many spots. So that's what we're studying right now as we head into spring practice.
Representatives from 23 of the 32 NFL teams were at Pro Day, including the NFC champion San Francisco 49ers and 8 of the 12 2013 playoff teams. That's it for sports. I'm Scott Anderson. Back to you at the desk.